Hello and welcome to this episode of Community Connections, airing right here on OROMIA11. I am your host, Anna Orr, and today we are talking about the Niyyah Recovery Initiative Gratitude Dinner coming up right here in the Twin Cities. We're going to talk about recovery, we're going to talk about reducing stigma, and we're going to talk about what gratitude looks like for the journey ahead for those willing to take the courage and the capacity to lean in to the support of others and their community. This is going to be a great episode you won't want to miss. I am so excited to have you joining me today, Farhia Budul. You are the founder of Niyyah Recovery Initiative, correct?
Yes. Thank you so much, Anna, for having me. Grateful to be here.
Absolutely. Now, we are talking about addiction, we are talking about recovery, and we are talking about an upcoming event you all will be having taking place this month. But let's go back to the beginning. Where did you have the initial vision for this organization to become what it is today?
Yeah, mashallah. Farhia Budul. I'm a woman in long-term recovery. And what that means to me is that I can first show up for myself, my family, and my community. And recovery from substance use disorders has really truly given me back my values and my traditions. I started Niyyah Recovery in 2021, but the vision was always there back to 2009 when I first went to treatment for alcoholism. But you have an idea, but you don't put it into vision way, because you need to build that confidence up. So the vision was to create an organization, not just any organization, a recovery community organization, an RCO that helps to connect community to the resources that they need to sustain their recovery at the community level.
Now, we keep saying the beautiful name. What does it actually mean?
Niyyah is intention. Intentional recovery is an Arabic word for intention. And anything that we do in community as Muslims, and even just not Muslims, all people, when you're able to intend well in what you want to do, you're most likely to succeed. So intention is intentional, Niyyah is intentional recovery.
I think that's a beautiful intention to set for someone that is on the journey of recovery.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what led for you? You did share a little bit about your history and you saying that you dealt with substance abuse, with alcoholism. But what led you to serve your community in this specific way, coming on the other side of that experience yourself?
Yeah, I struggled for many years, and I didn't have the support that I needed at the time, because as you know, there's a lot of stigma and shame related to this topic of substance use disorders, mental health, and when I was able to find my own recovery, I wanted to be a change agent. I wanted to make a difference in other people's lives. And what that took was for me to first come out and to say that I am a woman in long-term recovery. And to share my experiences, strength, and my hope with others. So that was where this vision was born out of in the first place. Is I saw so many people in our East African community dying from fentanyl use, overdosing, young men and women just overdosing and dying in their sleep. And our elders and faith leaders didn't know anything about this. And they kept saying that they died of a heart attack because of the shame and the stigma. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to amplify recovery voices, and I wanted to put a face to recovery for our community. So I just started to talk about it in spaces, in forums, in focus groups, because I was confident enough to do that. Not everybody is confident enough to talk about their recovery journey, but when they see someone that looks like them, they're most likely to say, oh my God, she's in recovery. I want to be in recovery too, or I can do it if she did it.
I often say that representation matters because it is proof that we exist.
Yes, absolutely.
And that we exist in so many other spaces, not just always some of the most illustrious or beautiful ones, but we also have tethers to things like addiction and recovery.
Yeah.
And if someone is able to see me or able to see you, they may be more encouraged to say, you know what, I can start my journey, or I can start to clean up some things for me. It's possible.
Yep. No, absolutely, they can. And representation does matter. It's proof because we are making a huge impact in community. Just the people that are with us, our recovery groups that we host, the moms that we connect with, going into the homes. We get calls in the middle of the night because somebody's child is home and they don't know what to do and they're acting out. And just education and information is power, you know. We are the newest immigrant communities that are experiencing this. I think it was the Hmong community that was experiencing this in the early 2000s. They got a hold of their community and
Yes.
they're doing so much better.
Very true.
And we get to learn from them, you know, because this is, you know, addiction and substance use disorders, mental health, they're all curable diseases. I think it's the self and understanding how you're able to come out of that, and then also giving yourself power to heal, and then also taking your power back from addiction.
What has been the community's response? You talked to me a bit about parents calling, loved ones that are encountering their relatives or housemates behave in erratic fashion, but what has been the community response that you've been getting about the work that you're doing around addiction recovery?
It's been a very positive response. In the beginning, you know, as our communities, right, trust is a real thing. So when you're able to come into a community and you're like, hey, I want to be able to, you know, this is who we are. This is the services that we want to provide. We are an RCO and we're just doing awareness, education, and outreach, right? Most people in our community, what? Especially the moms, right? Like, you're in recovery? Shh, don't say that out loud. Why do you want to embarrass yourself? Who's going to marry you? You're bringing shame to your family. Those were the initial responses early on. And it made me think like, okay, am I even ready to do this? Because it kind of puts a little, you know, somber or whatever in your attitude. But for me, it was, I prayed. And when I prayed and I talked to Allah and I asked Allah for guidance, if I should continue to do this, Allah opened the doors. So I knew I couldn't go back. And once you know the truth, you cannot unknow the truth. So I had to own my truth. I had to own my own story. And then more people in my community started to open up about what their child was going through. You know, going to the jails, for example. You know, we go to Stillwater Prison, and you know, taking this program of a 12-step support group that is also Islamic principles to help people reconnect them to who they are, because we've lost ourselves along the way. And like, in order for me to know who I am truly, I need to know who my creator is. And I think that aspect of culture and tradition and how to heal starts to come back. So our communities have been very positive, very supportive. You know, they come out, they show up for us. And it's been great because it's all about showing up. Yeah. So great responses. But it took a lot of work though, Anna. Like, it took a lot of work. It didn't just happen overnight. It's the consistency of showing up for a community, that they saw that I wasn't going anywhere. They're like, she ain't going nowhere. She's here and she's doing good work, so we might as well just support her. Yeah. Now, would I say I need more support in this work? I do, because you always need more support, because I can't do this by myself.
I think that's a beautiful transition then.
Yeah.
My next question for you is, what does supporting you in the work of NRI look like?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. Supporting our work really looks like, right now we have been operating under a fiscal sponsor for the last 4 years. Niyyah Recovery we need to find a home for Niyyah. Like, what does that look like? Finding an executive director, we finally found some space, but we need some strong board of directors. As you know, nonprofits, when you don't have that strong foundation for a board, you can still do some really good work, because we have been doing some really great work with our fiscal sponsor, but sometimes it's understanding that we need to be on our own 2 feet. And that has just been one of the challenges for us as an organization is, where do we fit in? Do we merge in with another organization that's doing the same work? And then what does that look like? What does it look like to create our own board and have our own board of directors? So supporting us really looks like volunteering. If you're a grant writer, we need your services. If you feel like you can serve on our board, we've identified a few board members. Thank you for those people that said yes. So it's really part of being part of the solution. We need people to be part of the solution. And this organization has the capacity, but we're lacking the infrastructure right now. And it's okay, because I can admit where we need help, right? Because closed mouth doesn't get fed. So I am just very humble and very optimistic that we will get there. But it's just slow. But volunteering, coming to our support groups, showing up to our events. If you want to be part of the executive board, we would love to have you, see where position or where you can fit in. So yeah, those are all great ways to support us.
Now, my next question for you is, what are some of the programs and services you guys offer through Niyyah?
We do outreach, whether we're doing tabling events, we're providing literature, we are doing connecting with 245G or treatment centers that we go into, and we're sharing our story with them. We're connecting people, which is pre-treatment initiation. So when we first go into a home, let's say your son or daughter have been struggling, and you know that they're struggling, but because the kid is not admitting to that, or the young woman or adult is not admitting to that, sometimes it can be hard for the mom, because it's like, how do you help somebody who can't even admit that they're using, but they smell like weed, they smell like alcohol, they smell like fentanyl, but the mom just doesn't know where to go, right? And so they call us, and we go into the home and we do something called an intervention, where we just sit down and talk with the individual, share our own story, let them know that this is something that we've also experienced, and we give them hope, and we say, we know, and we're not talking to the individual, we're actually talking to the soul, we're talking to the heart, and reviving that human spirit back. And we take them to detox. If they willing to go with us, we're like, let's go right now. Are you open to going right now? And then we get them into detox. So that is that treatment initiation, and from detox they usually go to treatment. And then there's this other layer of that treatment piece, and really working with the individual while they're in treatment. And then after treatment is the recovery, because truly recovery begins the minute somebody gets discharged from a treatment center. And that's the part a lot of people don't understand, is what is the difference between a treatment center and a recovery organization? Treatment is where you treat the disease of addiction. Recovery is what happens after somebody comes out of treatment, so you need to integrate them back into community. And what does that look like? Helping them get a job, connected them with the peer recovery support, connected them back to the masjid, volunteering opportunities, going back to school. You know, a lot of people just dropped out of school. Like, that was me when I was using. I dropped out of school because I couldn't keep up with the load of work that needed to be completed. So now that they're sober and they're in recovery, let's help you back into transitioning you back into school. What do you want to learn? What do you want to do? Do you want to just go to OIC to get some vocational programming so you can go to work? Those are great options. So we need to give people the opportunity of all the menu of things that are available to them, and then supporting the family, because the family is important. It's really, really hard for somebody to be in treatment, in recovery, without family support.
I agree. It really does take a village, not only to raise a child, but also to stay alive and to thrive in a healthy capacity. You need people around you that are going to hold you accountable, but also are going to lift you up in the light of goodness.
Yes, absolutely. To cheer you on and to say, you can do it. How can I support you? And also educating the family, because yes, this individual is experiencing some hard times, but it's not just the individual, it's the whole family. You know, like it affects the whole family.
I think that's very true. Now, you all at NRI have an event coming up on the 8th of this month. You're having the Gratitude Dinner.
Yes.
Can you talk to me about what the Gratitude Dinner is and what can people expect on the 8th?
Yeah, so our Gratitude Dinner is Tuesday, April 8th at Metro State, and we wanted to celebrate what recovery is, how to, and the work that we have been doing. So I thought about this last year and I didn't get a chance to do it. And this year we're able to finally do it, to just celebrate the work of resilience, recovery. We'll have some speakers. We want to, and the sad thing is we just lost some funding from SAMHSA, from the federal grant, but that didn't even stop us. We're still going to go ahead and show people that we're still here, you know? And this is just a lot of the work that we have been doing, and just celebrating recovery, and celebrating the people in recovery and the Hoyos in recovery, and just the overall program of Niyyah and where it was born out of, and the need to continue and to sustain it. So it's just a celebration of everything that we have been doing in the last 4 years.
I think that's beautiful. This event is taking place, you said, on the 8th of April, but it's taking place at Metropolitan State University.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful venue. And it's going to be able to hold a lot of people. Is there space still available?
Yes, we have some space still available. Please show up. We can also just do in-person registration. I think one of the important things to consider is we have parking in this space. So, but we want to start on time. And you know, sometimes our community members don't always start on time.
They're not always timely. Very true.
So we want to really honor the time of starting at 5 o'clock. The event is from 5 to 7. So please show up on time if you're able to come. Yeah.
I think that is wonderful. Now, is there any cost associated with attending this event?
No, it's no cost associated. The only thing that you would need to cover is your parking ticket, your parking space.
Yeah, parking is $8 at Metro State on the evening of the event. So everyone, you can do your best to try and come up with that amount of money. But if there are a few of you, jump in the car together and all join Farhia and her amazing team at NRI for the Gratitude Dinner. Now, lastly, I want you to look directly in this camera over my shoulder and invite the community to the Gratitude Dinner.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. We would love for you all to come to our Gratitude Dinner on April 8th. This is an opportunity for you to show up for us as we have been showing up for you. We want to be able to show you all the great work that we have been doing in the last 4 years, what it looks like, and how you can be part of the solution in the upcoming years for Niyyah recovery. Recovery is possible. Recovery is really rooted in what we do. And also know that if you have a loved one who is struggling with the disease of addiction and substance use disorders and mental health, there is hope for you and for them. Don't ever give up hope. We're asking you to show up for us as we are going to do some amazing things in the upcoming years for our whole state so that we can amplify more recovery voices, and we need you. So see you there.
Thank you so much. And lastly, I just want to ask, how do people stay connected to you and the amazing team at the NRI?
Yeah, we have a lot of great volunteers and a few staff that work with us. You can reach out to us at info@niyyahrecovery.org. Our phone number and our website is www.niyyahrecovery.org. And we have our phone number. You can also reach out to us on all of our social media platforms. We have TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, Niyyah Recovery Initiative. We usually respond to messages. We also appreciate all the others that have sent us messages and all the encouraging, inspirational quotes that you all have sent us. So yeah, reach out to us. We'll hear for you.
Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for this episode of Community Connections. Thank you so much for joining me today, Farhia. Listening to you share your own personal journey and your hope of recovery for other people, a part of your community, has been truly astonishing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Hopefully something that has been said today you have found inspirational and or educational. Be sure to reach out to the team at Niyyah Recovery Initiative so that you can figure out your next step in the journey ahead to recovering well. Be sure to make sure that you join them at the gratitude dinner taking place April 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Metro State University. And keep up with them on social media. They're doing a lot of really good work in the community. As always, I am your host, Anna Orr. This has been Community Connections, airing right here on OROMIA11. I look forward to connecting again with you soon.